He's so vicious. Like his one-punch power at 135 is like nobody else's in the division. Like the way he starches people is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
He gets so much torque and power into his punches, and he's so fast that he covers ground and his uppercuts, they're just devastating.
Yeah, for sure, I think I can stop him. I'm much quicker than him. He's much stronger, much bigger, but we just gotta wait and see until we get in there and test the waters.
Joe Rogan was visibly surprised when Gervonta "Tank" Davis walked into the press event before his fight with Jake Paul. Davis looked noticeably bulkier and more defined than usual, prompting Rogan's genuine shock, the kind you get when someone shows up looking far beyond expectation.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy is so unusual.
Yeah.
His style's so unusual, and his patience.
The Leo Santa Cruz fight was really something for me because Leo Santa Cruz is a technician, Mexican style, and the fight was very close before Tank stopped him. But he has that power that can end it.
He finds these openings and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient. Like when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he probably has the lowest punch count in the early round. But he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence in that.
During the face-off, Gervonta Davis appeared to downplay his size intentionally. Instead of flexing or striking aggressive poses, he kept a relaxed stance, subtly angling his body and covering parts of his torso. It seemed like an effort to draw less attention to his transformation, yet even through that calm demeanor, the physical change was impossible to miss.
That was Jake Paul promoting it. You know, it's just doesn't bother me.
There's compromising the sport, and that's like bad. It's just like
if I bet on it, it
watching
bothers the fuck out of me.
Watching it with people who are so in on it, and then also man, the sports betting apps, they introduced like chat apps in them in Australia, so it's like they're trying to take the place of social media companies where you go together and you meet your friends. Like betting should be exciting enough without having a weird.
They're just trying to draw you in.
Thing.
They're just trying to make money, right? So they're trying to draw you in any way they can.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis, a lightweight champion who usually fights around 35 pounds, is stepping far outside his usual range for this matchup. Jake Paul, meanwhile, has been competing much closer to the cruiserweight limit. The agreed catch weight, 195 pounds, shocked many fans and was only finalized after considerable back and forth between both camps.
We're yelling so much about him fighting someone, fight somebody your size. His next opponent is, by far, the most credentialed guy ever fought actively in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135 pounds.
Because of the size mismatch, the rules for this exhibition are far from standard. Both fighters will wear 12-ounce gloves, noticeably heavier than what Gervonta Davis typically uses in his weight class.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190. The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Oh, so Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, has expressed concern about the adjustment, noting that while heavier gloves may slightly reduce damage, they also alter the feel of punches and the way a fighter builds their defense.
My only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be an expedition. What, you know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? all these prescriptions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know. So when I brought this up, he said, "Dang, facts." You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight.
Teddy Atlas reacted to the Jake Paul-Gervonta Davis face-off by emphasizing the massive size difference between the two. He joked that Tank is so much smaller than Jake, he'd need a ladder just to reach his chin. While Atlas acknowledged that skill and style differences are part of boxing, he stressed that in this case, the size gap is simply far too extreme.
They should also have like the size of the ring, the size of the glove, all that stuff, particulars should be in the contract. But I would probably look for one thing that is not the common thing to have in a contract if I'm Tank. A ladder. A ladder. Can I get a ladder? Somebody? You know what I mean? Hey, look, all kidding aside, if he hits him on the chin the way he can punch, you know, Jake might be doing a dance. You know what I mean? Not voluntarily either. But we'll get into that more later. The thing that I'm talking about right here is what you said. It was stark. The size difference was really, you couldn't ignore it. We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that. But the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo, but you know, a little different. The size difference was, I mean, it was eye-catching, jaw-dropping, and it made me think. And I'm gonna ask Richie, our man here who's doing all the taping, who does such a marvelous job. I'm gonna ask him because I know he's an expert in this area. But it reminded me of one of the Rocky movies where they had the face, where they did the wrestling thing with Rocky and Hulk Hogan, AKA Thunderlips. He was Thunderlips back there. And I thought I had it right, and it was confirmed to me. It's Rocky 3.
Atlas compared the matchup to Canelo Alvarez moving up to fight Terrence Crawford, but noted that Crawford was never that small, whereas Tank is physically undersized to even reach Jake effectively. From the start, he said, the fight looks mismatched. Fans, media, and pundits alike have raised serious questions about fairness and safety, given the massive size gap, and the controversy goes beyond Davis himself. Many are questioning how the fight is being marketed, whether it truly prioritizes safety, and what kind of precedent it sets for future exhibition or celebrity-style bouts. Joe Rogan also weighed in, calling this a highly unusual and risky move within the boxing world.
Jake Paul, I think when he weighed in for Mike Tyson, was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being a bullet.
Dana White hasn't held back his skepticism about the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis matchup. He criticized Paul for cherry-picking smaller opponents and insisted he should face fighters closer to his own size. White even compared Davis's punching power to Floyd Mayweather's, saying Tank actually hits harder, but pointed out that his smaller frame puts him at a major disadvantage. He added that Paul could simply use his size to smother Davis, bluntly stating, "You guys need to fight people your own size."
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and man, he be cracking them dudes. Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people. Yeah. And he has so much confidence in his power. So much confidence in his power.
You know, he just, in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Tank, you know, these fighters. You got to be aware 15 rounds. I know you're going 12, but you got to think you're going 3 more, because one slip, one mistake, and it's over.
Yeah.
You know, so hats off to Tank. You know, he's a great, talented fighter. But again, he haven't faced the top elite fighters in his division.
Right.
You know, so we want to see Tank against, you know, somebody his size, you know, at the elite level.
Yeah.
And I believe he'll do good because, you know, he got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude, you know.
Yeah, coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody else.
Joe Rogan has consistently expressed deep respect for emerging superstar, capable of delivering highlight reel moments with both power and style. He also spoke highly of Davis following the Ryan Garcia fight, describing Tank's ring presence as terrifying and noting how deceptively dangerous he is. Rogan pointed out that while Davis may start off patient and composed, the threat of devastating damage is always looming.
That Ryan Garcia one, where Gervonta Davis caught him with that left hook to the body, people were saying that he quit.
No.
He never been hit in the liver. Oscar De La Hoya quit the same way with Bernard Hopkins.
With the same thing.
Same body shot.
Same
left
body shot.
body.
And he tried to come, and he tried to take a step out that corner and not the front of his foot even moved. He just went down. He's like, man, this is it.
And if you get kicked to the body.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. A kick to the body is so goddamn devastating, especially a spinning back kick. You could literally pick someone up in the air. It's like they get hit by a car.
Any kick.
Yeah.
To that.
It's really something to see a kid who has nothing, born into extreme poverty, become a world champion, like Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
It's an inspiring story.
It is, and it's great for everyone because it gives you fuel. Like for a person who's coming up in life, even if you're not a fighter, you see what someone's gone through and you see the success that hard work has created.
Right.
And it can be a roadmap for your own life.
There's growing speculation that Gervonta Tank Davis plans to retire after his upcoming exhibition bout with Jake Paul, with financial security reportedly being the key motivator. Davis has openly voiced frustration with boxing, calling the sport dead and criticizing its lack of loyalty. His trainer Calvin Ford confirmed that Tank chose the Paul fight over potential rematches because it offered a far bigger payday. Beyond the money, there are clear signs of fatigue, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Recent comments from Davis suggest he's fed up with the grind and ready to
and for ban on what you make. Again, there's nothing wrong with Tank going to get his money, but let's all be clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing, for sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates? Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're going to come to today, is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is going to knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner, or that he's not in the trenches, or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight, or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the sidelines.
Meanwhile, actor and martial artist Michael Jai White added his perspective, stating that Jake Paul, regardless of hype or performance, can never be regarded as a legitimate boxing champion. White highlighted the clear distinction between exhibition or crossover bouts and official title fights sanctioned by major boxing authorities. His comments echo a wider sentiment among professional fighters and fans, who view Paul's ventures more as entertainment than true championship-level competition, reinforcing doubts about the legitimacy of this matchup.
You think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, like,
No, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, like, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where a 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that that's what would win him thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
What's your take? Is Gervonta Davis making the right call by prioritizing financial gain over legacy? Share your thoughts in the comments below.